Here and take.
Is it soup yet?
It is soup! Yeah!
Hey, it's time for Thursday Night Soup.
And
Join
crackers.
Doc,
Oh,
co-host Jeff Kendall,
yeah.
and many other famous celebrities as we discuss music,
We got
movies,
celebrities by the
and
bushel.
just plain cause havoc across the internet. And now,
We
get
do a lot
ready.
of half.
Let's welcome Doc Docist.
Put yourself down!
I want my Thursday night soup!
Yeah.
Now!
Aha.
I love it. Thank you for coming to our little show here. Oh, we got 4 people out there. Who are they? It's Jeff Kendall. Okay, well, Christian Sabuda is out there. Yay!
Yes, Christian's here.
He's
And Glenn.
and yeah, I can't pronounce that.
Glenn was on Joe Mayo's stream this morning.
Oh, was he?
Mm.
Oh, wow. Oh, maybe he'll be on the show too. Who knows?
Yeah.
And Day Tripper, yeah. Yeah, nice to see you here. Get ready for a big show.
I bid you welcome.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right back.
Glenn.
Okay. What up? Jeff Kendall is here too.
Hello, hello.
Yes. And Tim Allen from the kitchen.
From the kitchen. Yeah,
Tim
Yeah.
Allen from the kitchen. Yes. Who
yeah,
else?
great.
Who else? Hey, Jeff.
Hi, Glenn.
Hello.
I saw you this morning on Joe's stream.
Wow.
Yeah, I usually fucking breakfast and, I look a little bedraggled in the morning, so I don't.
You also look a little froze here too.
Yeah,
Not my first appearance on Jones.
yeah.
Wow.
Hey, unpronounceable name.
Yeah.
I don't know, is that Klingon or something? Like Gak and a bunch of numbers.
Yeah.
Can you play that part one more time? Wait, what do you mean, the intro? I guess he means the intro. Because I don't think he means this one. That one? Not that one. Hello, Grant. Hello. How are you?
Hello, Grant.
Look, Tim's here. Hey.
Tim's here.
Yay.
What would you play that again? I only played the intro.
Mm.
So like, yes, the intro. Wow.
You want to play the intro again?
All right, I
Well,
bowed my
confuse
head.
people.
Make it start again.
Won't that confuse people?
Yeah, well,
Maybe I think the show's over. Look, it's the
Is
intro
it
again.
soup yet?
All over again.
the Technicolor.
It's time for Thursday Night Soup.
It is.
Join
Yeah.
Doc, co-host Jeff Kendall,
That's me.
and many other
Tim
famous
Allen.
celebrities as we
Yeah.
discuss music, movies,
He's playing
and just
man.
plain cause havoc across the internet. And now,
Um,
get ready. Let's welcome Doc Docist.
We welcome you too.
I want my
Again.
Thursday night soup!
Again.
Now!
Okay, there you go.
Okay,
There you go.
that's a start. Okay.
Now play it again. No, don't play it.
No. So twice was too many.
Play it backwards. Vip, 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 vip. No.
Well, the one for the Sunday show was so cool that I thought, well, Thursday Night Soup needs one too. So I just
Yeah.
found a bunch of stuff and AI voice,
Mhm.
all over. And I thought it turned out pretty good. Yes. Matchstick Man.
Hey, Matchstick Man.
Hello,
And of
man.
course,
Stick man.
keeps that name Glenn. Yes. Glenn is a lot easier to say than GAC 041008. But you know what? This show right now
What?
is episode number 50.
Ooh.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yes, glad to have you on for episode number 50.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Can you imagine we made through 50 of these things?
We're gaining on them.
Whatever. Okay, so anyway, seem to always start off with what did we buy lately? So
Yeah, did you buy
I know
anything?
Jeff Kendall wants to go first.
Well, hey, it's Tim. Do you have anything?
No, I
Okay.
still haven't been. I'm banned from leaving the house currently. So
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
Okay.
he's trying. He's not going anywhere. So.
Uh-oh, Robert P. Be nice to him. Okay.
Oh, yelling at Hunter.
Mhm.
I want to be on that show too. Yeah.
Would you buy anything, Doc?
Actually, I did.
What kind of groceries did you buy today? Some
Well,
good stuff?
bought some wieners and some
Oh, okay.
orange juice. And
Mhm. You see, my son and I buy our groceries on Monday.
actually, I shouldn't say orange juice. I bought cranberry juice because
It's good for
why
you.
don't they stock frozen orange juice anymore?
Probably because it's
Two
who
stores.
knows?
What the two
Yeah.
stores and where's the like those little cans, in the frozen thing?
Oh yeah, you put it in the can and put water in it. And,
But they had like drink, like Hawaiian punch or whatever, high
Mhm.
C or something. Going like, where's the orange juice?
yeah.
Like what's with that? Thank you. I've got two shirts. I've got two shirts.
Okay, Doc, you can go first. What you got?
But anyway, aside from groceries, yes, I went to the thrift stores.
You found something too.
I found one that I could have, should have, but didn't buy
Mhm.
because it still is kind of like, whoa, what did I
Mm-hmm.
find here? Who here is a fan of Lionel Richie and the Commodores?
I have a Lionel Richie CD in there. I found it at one of those $1 specials at
Okay.
Goodwill. Hmm.
Okay. What I found today was Lionel Richie / Commodores Gold.
Ooh, that's okay. It
Ooh.
probably has 3 times the lady and
It had everything. Two CDs,
yeah.
13 Commodore hits.
Hmm.
The rest is all Lion Richie. And I'm going like, wow. Still in the shrink,
Yes. Okay.
$5.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going like, this is a bit of a find here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I milled about it and him and how and is, so I put it back.
Oh, you didn't buy it?
No,
Oh,
it's one of those where I'm buying something for the sake of buying.
okay.
A darn good value,
Mm-hmm.
and then I put it back. So even though it's basically you get all the Lionel Richie stuff, you get all the Commodore stuff,
Yeah.
shrink wrapped for $5, factory fresh, and I put it back. But what I did buy,
What you did get.
I'll pick those up. I bought one of these.
What's that?
I never say, do you know what this is? Okay, suction cup. It's one of these things that you stick on the inside of your windshield. And you put
Oh, put your phone on it. Okay.
your phone on. See?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it
And
is.
redialing. Mm-hmm.
$4. $4.
That's good.
It says, I think I could use this.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, I put the phone in here,
Mm-hmm.
stick it to the windshield, and I can film myself driving. And I actually do watch people drive places.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I could do that too.
Mm-hmm.
So to test it out, after I buy it, stick it to the windshield and try to make it go like towards the road, and it wouldn't.
Yeah.
So like it only bends
Mhm.
towards me. I can film myself driving, but I can't film the road ahead of me. So then, like I'm fooling around and I says, well, what if I just sit it on the dashboard, plunk, and try to put the suction cup to the dashboard and point it out the windshield? Well, kind of. So I thought, okay, well, let's test it out. So I turn on the camera, put it on the dashboard. I'm driving home on a very nice scenic route. I get home. Let's see how this turned out. I look at it and, oh, I didn't push the record button. So I don't know how it would have. So like
You'll have to do a stream. Have a Doc on the Road stream now.
I could be.
Hi, I'm Doc. I'm going to.
Oh, I can film myself, right? But to film outwards, see the suction cup doesn't go that way. So anyway,
Yeah, just stay away from the bumps.
Can't you put it on like the driver or passenger side window and aim it out your windshield?
yeah, but see the suction cup when it goes to the windshield, this thing doesn't pivot enough for out. It'll go towards me, but to try to pivot it towards outside, I have to just lay it on the dashboard, kind of like that, and have the suction cup kind of. I'll try it again. I thought it was kind of exciting. Like, ooh, I'm going to show you guys what it's like to live here. Look at that. Yeah. I didn't push the record button. So anyway, what else is going on? Hey Tim, I thought the cast was coming off.
Technically I could have taken it off today. I'm gonna wait a couple more days and then I'm gonna take it off and see how it feels. Put it back on probably, but
yeah.
But,
it's a suction cup.
It still definitely is spongy a little bit.
I tried to stick it to the dashboard and it didn't stick, but it would sit there. Like, and I drove around and just. But
Hello,
I don't know
Lisa.
what it would have worked like.
Hi, Lisa. An MC64.
Yes.
And Feel Babe.
No, it doesn't bend that way. So when it's stuck to the dashboard, it'll pivot towards me, but not pivot back towards the thing. It's like, come on.
Yeah, I have one of those that Joy gave me, but it's a little wobbly because I stick it in the hole, in the hole on the console where you put your drinks, and I'll turn the corner and this thing will start going like that. So.
Yeah, but it's not on the dashboard well enough.
Yeah, mine doesn't have a suction cup. Mine just slides down into the hole there.
So like if I want to film me, it's fine. If I want to film outside, it just doesn't turn that way. Anyway, it's that little, I'll try it again. So, while the camera's reversed towards the outside, but I just can't use the stick to the windshield bit. They make ones that are meant to film out the dashboard. Usually come with a camera. But that's like a GoPro or something silly like that. But no, this is just.
Well, they do make stuff like that, but it's probably on the expensive side because most of it's professional gear.
Not $4.
Yeah, $4.
Yeah. So
not $4, but they do.
Exactly. If I get this to sit there and film right, but I got to remember to push the record button. Otherwise, I get home with like nothing. So I was excited. I was ready to upload the video and see how this turned out. I never even turned on the camera. So, coming soon. Oh, great! The trio is here again.
You could come up and join us, Steve, if you're not
there's a link up there for it.
And if you are doing stuff, come on up.
Yes, and we have scary videos.
Oh man.
The human race is in trouble.
Yeah.
Cats and
gophers
are going to take it.
Yeah, screaming gophers.
Well, I guess we'll see how that goes over. Yeah. Not $4, but cheaper than. I don't even know what a GoPro costs. They come down
GoPros are expensive.
Are they?
GoPros are like $1,000.
Oh, they?
$1,000.
New ones.
I don't know. I just thought it's meant to stick to something.
I always wanted a GoPro, but even like one that's like generations old is still a few $100. So I never.
Yeah.
You see this is the sticky part. and you put it on the windshield, but then when you try to get the camera to go over the thing, what if we could do it? Well, I suppose we could do it sideways. No, that's out my window. Oh, what the hell? That was my big purchase for today. Wahoo! So
Sounds good.
yeah, I'll try it again driving around, see if I can
See what happens.
see what happens. Yeah, and you say
Driving
there's
around.
no Doc lives, you know.
Yeah.
Because I do watch some of those
This
people
is
like
where I go to have coffee. This is my grocery store.
yes, yeah. But I had taken the scenic route home right by the river and all the parks and everything. I said,
Yeah,
oh, this is
didn't-
cool.
It didn't record.
Yeah, so I'll have to do it again or do something. I don't know what. GoPros are insanely expensive, but some of the driving knockoff ones are under $100. Dad bought a bunch for all the drivers. Oh, geez. Well, can I be your brother then? Dad, buy me a GoPro. Groovy used to own a cheap
And then the
camera.
power shot. Okay.
I don't know what my camera is. It's cheap. I know that. It's old and it's cheap.
Mine's just a phone. That's what I mean. It had the spot where you.
I'm not smart enough to use my phone, so
I'm
my
learning.
smartphone is smarter than a TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember the day I figured out that they were using phones to make their videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sitting there. I don't remember who I was watching. Let's say it was Beetle Brad. And I was sitting there watching Beetle Brad, and all of a sudden, he held up something, and I could see the reflection of the camera and whatever.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, light bulb. So that's how he makes videos.
Yeah, Mayo's always used his phone to make videos.
Oh, yeah.
But like 7 years ago or whatever it was, I thought they were using a camera.
Yeah,
All of a sudden,
I do, because I don't know how to get video up from my camera to my computer because I'm not smart. So
well,
I use a camera where I could take out the little thing, and
this is what you need. This is what you need.
But my computer doesn't. My computer is old, and most of its connecty thingies are dying. They
Here's
don't
the
work
connecting
anymore.
thing. The connecting thing that
That's
goes
one of my problems. So
that goes in your phone.
Right.
This then goes in your computer. It's a USB. And as soon as you plug the USB in, the computer says, "Oh, USB has been connected. What do you want to do?"
My little memory reader still works, so that's why I still.
That's good.
You know, I figured. Well, once I saw the phone was being used, dumb me. I says, okay, I film a little video. Like I think I just pranced around in my pajamas or something. And I says, okay, and I plug, and the thing went boop. You have a video to download. Do you? Yes, okay. Yeah, so I learned from them.
Yeah.
So, start burning out the phone. Ew. I figure burning out is what will happen if you try to film that eclipse coming up.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I think you can film them. I think that's the best way to watch them is just film it on your phone and then watch it later.
Whatever,
but there's like an 80% chance I'm right in the path, but there's like an 80% chance that it's going to be cloudy. There's only going to be a few breaks in the clouds all day long, so it'll probably just get dark. And that's it.
Jack's film the last eclipse didn't hurt my phone.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was afraid of, because if it's going to burn the retinas out of your eyes, what's it going to do to a phone?
To a phone.
Man, I would hate to try it, but
anyway, I don't think. Anyway, I have physical therapy right when it's happening, so I probably won't see it. I'll probably go outside and it'll be dark. It'll be just over, and I'll come out and it'll be dark, and I'm like, okay, great. But I think it's going to be cloudy anyway, so I don't think.
Well, that's the thing. They make a big fuss about this. Oh, we're going to have this. And then all of a sudden, it's cloudy.
Yeah.
So, but like even right now, it's 43 degrees. Ew. And we had hail today. What fun!
Ooh.
I know. Well,
I
when
can't
people
see. I'm
you
looking
can't
to
see
see
much.
how warm it is. I have to do this. I don't know what that is, but I have to do it.
Oh, you work out on that. I tell a story. When I was so-called filming my drive
There, it's
home,
gone.
you could
Yeah.
see this darkness.
37 degrees.
37 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
You're freezing. You could see this darkness coming. And I'm going like I'm driving into some sort of a storm, but I don't know. So anyway, I'm bringing in the recycle bins, and all of a sudden, first I thought somebody was throwing styrofoam at me. What the hell is this? It's everywhere. Oh, it's hail.
Mm-hmm.
It's been so long since I've seen hail that I didn't know what it was. So yeah, it was just tiny bit, but it was
A little bit pea size.
yeah, not even probably half of it.
Yeah, we had last time we had a storm in Oklahoma. They had baseball size hail,
Oh well,
but not here. But
but
somewhere.
it just took me by surprise. What the hell is this stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, it's hail. Oh,
It's
so imagine what
frozen.
an eclipse will do. What the heck's going on? Like,
So
it's the end of the
anyway,
world.
weren't we doing show and tell? I don't think Jeff got to show anything.
Well, it's
Oh,
okay. We were talking about
okay,
stuff.
okay, sorry. Okay, well, hey,
Well, no,
dude,
I just happened to remember that.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's a big
I didn't
story.
get very much. I spent $2,
Hmm.
Ooh.
and I found a Chicago CD, "If You Leave Me Now," and other hits. And I
Wow.
found something I really like: the 8 episodes of the Martin and Lewis Colgate Comedy Hour on 2 DVDs. This was $1, and every
Wow.
episode in this is from 1950, 74 years ago.
No, those are pretty funny,
Yeah.
actually.
Oh, they're hilarious. They're live
Yeah.
television. Oh, because Dean and Jerry keep trying to bust each other up.
Oh, yeah.
That's the
No, they're
funny part of it.
pretty
Yeah, when
funny.
they're young, that stuff is hilarious. So that's $2 what I spent today.
Are they better than
Oh,
Abbott and Costello?
Yeah, because they're a lot younger. Because by then, Abbott and Costello were getting older because they did some Colgate Comedy Hours in the 1950s.
yeah. And they would get some cool guests once in a
Yeah,
while. Like they
yeah.
would get
Hmm.
Frank Sinatra
Hmm.
and,
Ooh.
whoever.
Yeah, my
Mhm.
dad
I
told
mean,
me remember watching these when he was a teenager. So he said, "Oh, they're so
they
funny."
used to
Yeah.
they used to show them on my local PBS channel. I
Hmm.
don't know, maybe 10 or more years ago. In the afternoon, you'd be flipping channels, and there would be Martin and Lewis.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
cool.
Well, I'm not really crazy about their movies, but these Colgate Comedy Hours are
I think
hilarious.
their movies are actually pretty good. I like
Hmm.
them, most of the movies.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm a Jerry Lewis fan. I know
Hmm.
most people aren't, but I am. I respect him a lot.
You must be French.
No,
Yeah,
he did a lot for movies.
very funny.
He invented
So
the I
we
can't remember what it's called,
Video assist, what is
but
it called?
yeah,
Yeah.
video assist. He invented
Hmm.
video assist. You know how much that pushed movies forward? He
Yeah.
invented that because out of necessity, he was directing a movie and he was virtually the only one in it. So he needed to see what was going. He needed to see if takes were good.
Hmm.
So yeah, he invented video assist.
I think I grew up in the wrong era for Martin and Lewis. I don't know much about them.
Well, yeah, my dad was telling me, he said their movies were pretty good, but the thing you got to see is these Colgate Comedy Hours. And there's some episodes
Yeah,
on YouTube in various qualities. Some
Huh.
of them look horrible and some of them
You
look
can put
okay.
them up because I'm
Yeah.
sure those are public domain.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they
I'm
are.
trying. Oh yeah, they are. I'm
Hmm.
trying to think of the one Jerry Martin Lewis movie that's the Patsy. The
Hmm.
Patsy's actually a pretty good film.
Now, there's one Martin and Lewis film I'd like to have. It's their horror comedy. It's called Scared Stiff.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah, I
about
don't know.
murders and zombies in a haunted island, and Jerry does the typical scare, You know, he does
Oh,
the
they're trying to be just
Jerry.
like Abbott and Costello.
Yeah.
Well, the Patsy's like a real movie. They're not, Jerry Lewis is Jerry Lewis, but Dean Martin is this up and coming singer, and he does some comedy and stuff. And he meets Jerry Lewis, and you meet by heckling him. Jerry Lewis is heckling him, and the audience is cracking up. So Dean Martin takes him on as part of the act, and Jerry Lewis gets more popular than Dean. And Dean's like, screw it, I don't need this guy, and fires him. And it's an interesting, and bombs. Of course, he bombs without him.
Yeah.
So, and he treats him like dirt the whole time. And Dean Martin's got a girlfriend, and the girlfriend really likes Jerry, not likes him that way, but likes him around, likes him, and she leaves him because he's become such a jerk, and he fires. It's a good movie. It's actually a good movie.
Yeah, the reason I like this is they actually have some guest stars. In one episode, Jerry Lewis gets to make out with a young Janet Leigh. Janet Leigh and Tony Curtis won one.
Oh,
wow, and they both look like they're like teenagers. Yeah.
I've already forgotten what movie it was, but I watched Janet Leigh's film debut a couple nights ago, and I've already forgotten what it was. It's from '49. So real, I mean that.
Well, this was 1950, really so they were Janet early married. Yeah.
Yeah, her first film was '49. But I can remember the year of the film, but I can't remember the name of the film.
Yeah, she made some kind of movie with John Wayne, but that was in 1950. She played a Russian.
Yeah. No, she took off right away, actually.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
There might have been a movie with Gene Autry.
Could have been.
Might have been. Tom Mix.
Might be. We know what she did 10 years later. Yeah. We know what she did in 59.
What'd she do?
Psycho.
Greg Rappa has brought up the Martin and Lewis thing.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah,
I think I watch biopics much because they get so much wrong, but that's cool to know. And hello, Beetle Babe. I didn't say that either. I don't think. And hello, Greg. And hello, Henry. And
hi, Henry.
Hello,
Henry. Yeah, Richard too. I've heard Henry talk. I like that whack.
Little kitten. You need to do the cats, and then follow it by the screaming otter.
Oh, that's frightening.
That would scare people.
George is here.
Yeah.
Hey, George is
here. Hey,
George.
Yeah.
Hello, George.
And Beetle Babe says hi to Tim.
Yes, and it's been a long time.
Henry Lemoyne loves cats.
Yes, their cats are nice.
Yeah, all except for that one famous one. Yeah.
He doesn't have his deal. Yeah.
Yeah. That should be just on any time anybody says something we don't understand.
Well, Disney did a Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis kind of a documentary. So.
Yeah.
I
know nobody cares, but according to Jerry Lewis's will, this year is the first chance they get, if they ever will, to release his the Clown That Cried movie. I really want to see this movie. It's supposed to be terrible. Well, nobody's seen it, so nobody knows if it's good or bad. But it's I want to see this movie really bad.
What are the names of those? What?
The
movie. Okay.
I presume she means the Martin and Lewis things.
Oh yeah.
So I want to see it too.
Yeah.
Just called Martin and Lewis.
Yeah. If you guys don't know what the Clown That Cried is and why it never got released, it's World War II, and Jerry Lee Lewis is a clown and gets put in a Nazi concentration camp, and the leaders order him to get dressed up, to put makeup on like a clown, clown and lead the kids into the gas chambers.
Yeah.
So yeah. But here I have another take on it than most people. Most people go, how, of course it's awful, but you got to think that the kids are going there anyway. Isn't it better that they at least have a little bit of fun and you know what I mean? At least have one last laugh and one last good time before they die, rather than being marched in at gunpoint. I mean, that's the way I look at it. At it like he's actually doing them a favor, rather than, because they're going to die anyway. It's not like they're not going into the gas chamber if he doesn't take them there, So I look at it a different way than a lot of people. But anyway, I want to see this movie. It should be pretty, if they ever decide to release it.
Comes out.
It's like on the edge of being released somehow.
Well, Jerry Lewis put in his will a certain, either it has to be 10 years after his death or a certain amount of time after the movie was made, or there's some stipulation in his will, and 2024 is the year that ends that stipulation. So
like, who cares about any new Beatle material coming out? We want the Jerry Lewis movie.
Yeah,
I do. I really do. I really want to see this movie. It's going to be heartbreaking, and but I want to see it. And it wasn't ever the final edit. He didn't do a final edit, so whoever has it will have to do a final edit, and it won't necessarily be 100% his vision. But
how come it didn't come out?
Make it. It didn't come out because of its subject matter.
Oh, okay.
the war and everything, I guess.
Yeah, he got so much flack from that he couldn't release it. But
now we're grown up. We're ready for this. So
yeah,
bring it on.
It's been a while.
Anyway, we can talk about cheerier things.
Yeah. Anybody got any cheery things?
I have 4 of Jerry's earlier films. I really like those.
Oh, I like his solo films too. I really do. I'm a Jerry Lewis fan. I didn't used to be, but I bought this 10 movie box set, and I thought they were all great. Well, at least good. Most of them were great, though. A couple of them.
Yeah,
really,
I found a DVD of 4, of course, at Goodwill, and one of them is one of my favorites. There's a movie called The Ladies' Man. He's in that great.
Yeah, The Ladies' Man is one of his most popular, and blah blah blah. The one I really like that I recommend everybody see is The Bellboy.
Oh yeah, the Bellboy.
Now,
good.
The thing about The Bellboy, I watched this whole film and didn't realize till the very end, when he looks at the camera and starts talking, that Jerry Lewis does not talk during the whole movie. I didn't even realize it. I was like, oh my God. It's not a silent movie because other people talk, but Jerry does not talk. It's like, holy cow.
Look, something cheery. Thoughts on Beyonce's cover of Blackbird? I don't even like the original song.
Oh, I like the originals. I'm not interested in Beyonce. Sorry, I haven't heard it.
Have you heard Ice Spice? Maybe not.
I don't think so. No. Oh yeah, I remember seeing that one at the drive-in.
Well, that and
no, that's with Buddy Love. I mean that's actually a pretty good movie too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gee, Beyonce's doing all sorts of covers.
No, she did the country album.
She's doing country.
Yeah, that's that rapper Joe Mayo gave her a bit of a highlight in one of his shorts. Terrible. That's terrible. Ugh. Like, this is music. It's not music, it's noise.
No.
To each his own, So.
Yeah, to each his own, but I'm not interested.
Yeah, I'm not.
What's this? I remember when Joe did his White Album songwriting. He said, Doc, you were in the chat room and you said, and I quote, Blackbird should have been left in the nest.
Did you say that?
I don't know.
Blackbird.
Yeah. So
Blackbird. Do you know what Blackbird is about? Blackbird is about something. It's not just a little song about a blackbird.
Coequal or something.
It's a civil rights song.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and McCartney actually wrote it for Diana Ross and played it for her, and she was offended.
Oh,
So he recorded it himself, but he wrote it for Diana Ross.
Wow.
It was, a civil rights thing.
I didn't know that, but I didn't know. I'd never liked that song. I don't
Yeah.
like any of McCartney's Bird songs, really.
But but that's what happened with Blackbird. Yeah, it was a civil rights sort of thing, and Blackbird singing that take these broken wings and learn to fly. And it's Blackbird. I mean,
well,
you've
maybe
been
she did it
waiting for your moment to fly. And I don't know why Diana Ross was offended, because there's nothing offensive about it, but she was.
Oh wow, 27 Jerry Lewis solo movies. 27.
Wow. I don't have that many, but I have, I don't know, 15 or something.
I would have only thought not even half.
I have this one disc with 3 of his later, like mid 60s films, mid to late 60s films. They're very different.
right.
They're still okay, but they're not as, he's playing a real guy, so they're not slapstick like his earlier films.
I didn't think
I like his earlier films the best. Like The Bellboy and The Ladies' Man, and
he's younger. He's younger and goofy.
All the pratfalls and everything.
Yeah. So the earlier stuff is going to be the favorite stuff. But hey, it's up from 1964, but he has all 27. See, Bird means young woman in the UK. So it makes sense to him.
Yeah. He wrote it. I have there's a Beatle bootleg. I know this because there's a Beatle bootleg from the late 70s, and it's an Abbey Road outtake album. Side 1 is Abbey Road outtakes, and side 2 is like a half hour in the studio thing that McCartney did with Donovan. They're just trading songs back and forth. And McCartney plays Blackbird, and then he tells Donovan about the song afterwards. So I have it in McCartney's own words, so I know that he's telling Donovan about it.
And it's not AI or anything. It's
no. I got, this was the first bootleg I ever bought in my life.
Yeah.
So I bought it in about 1981, maybe.
Yeah, and I think Crosby, Stills and Nash also did bill a Blackbird for their first album and decided not to release it. So.
Yeah, Greg, it was for Bellboy because he was directing and he was in it, and there's a lot of scenes where he's the only one in it, and he's I need to see if this turns out. I can't tell doing the scene.
He forgot to push the record button.
But there's some funny bits in the Bellboy. There's one where the guy that runs the hotel's trying to get rid of him, so they need this conference room set up.
Oh, all the chairs.
There's like 500 or 1,000 chairs or something, and he has to line them up one by one. And so they send him to do that, and they check on him like 20 minutes later.
It's there.
Done. It's like really funny.
Yeah, there's a scene I like it where he goes into this museum and there's this clay statue, and he just kind of just touches it and it goes, so he has to completely redesign it.
I guess we're missing out on the works of Jerry Lewis, aren't we? He even played himself in it.
Yeah.
Wow. Jerry Lewis lovers unite.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh well. We'll get on to the
I think he's gotten a bad rap. I think he might not be a very nice person. I'm not saying that he was, but I think as far as his film, as a filmmaker, he was pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
5 films in the 50s, 17 in the 60s, 1 in 70, and 4 in the 80s.
Yeah. Wow. I've heard stories about him, and I just don't know if they're true. He's dead, so let's just enjoy his movies.
And that's on top of doing those Labor Day telethons.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that became his, his big thing.
Right.
Yeah. Some people think I should have been one of Jerry's kids, but I grew up. Bye, Glenn.
Oh, see ya.
Goodbye.
Okay. Sorry to see you go. Bye-bye. Oh, well. Okay. Maybe he's gone to buy some Jerry Lewis movies.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Like, I'm turned on by
I didn't buy the 10 DVD box set, but I found that DVD set with 4 at my Goodwill for $1, and that's that's what I liked about it.
That's the cheap way of getting them.
Right,
for sure.
a cheap way of getting some Jerry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta get some Jerry. Oh well, he's big in France, so.
Oh yeah, he's.
They think he's like all hail Jerry Lewis. So.
I'm just gonna do this.
Somebody's having an argument somewhere.
Oh, I have news you might be interested in, Doc. I was playing with my mom's TV, looking at way up in the dial, see if there's anything there. I found out we do have Me TV.
Oh boy!
What the hell? It's 12.50 on the dial.
Wow.
We're mostly watching stations, below 80. This thing is 12.50, but it's there.
It's there. And you said, I can watch the Brady Bunch at last.
Well, no, thanks. And I haven't found that much that I've found interesting yet, but I may, if I think about it and if I'm able, I may see Sven Gulli for the very first time in my life.
Saturday night.
Saturday night. Oh, yeah, Saturday night's a really good night because they show a lot of the sci-fi shows.
So,
Sven Gulli does. He shows
because I've never seen Sven Gulli, so maybe I'll see Sven Gulli for the first time. I don't know.
You're gonna love
it.
He's I can never find these things when I want. Where are you? Oh, come on. Okay. See, I deleted 6 of these and I still can't find anything. You will like Sven Gulli. He is a lot more family friendly.
I don't think I'll like him as much as I liked Uncle Pete, but I'll give him a shot.
Oh, Greg Rappa's leaving too.
Yeah, Greg.
Bye-bye. Oh, we're phenomenal.
Hi, Greg Rappa.
Leave a link down there to show us how phenomenal we are. Yeah, thank you. Whatever.
We're not, so
Yeah, you'll get to watch the Three Stooges on Saturday early night. Then Gulli comes on right afterwards, and one of your favorite shows comes on right after.
Well, I can watch the Partridge Family for 2 hours every day if I want to, but I haven't been watching it lately.
Yeah, that's on the intended TV anyway.
Yeah,
I've been watching Perry Mason instead.
Yeah, that's on in like around noon hour, somewhere in there.
Yeah, when I had. Go ahead.
There's a channel called FETV, which shows 4 hours of Perry Mason a day.
Ooh, 4 of them.
And it's on other channels too.
So.
Yeah, when we had cable, I had Me. When I was working nights, and about 3 o'clock in the morning, they used to show an early show called 77 Sunset Strip.
Oh yeah.
And I got addicted to that show. I really liked that show.
I'm trying to figure out why they're bothering, but FETV has started to show, I think they started last week or the week before, this show called Highway Patrol.
Oh
but
yeah.
it's on at 7 a.m. and they're advertising
Kimba.
it constantly. Like people are gonna get up and watch it at 7
It's on
a.m.
YouTube. It's on YouTube as well. Yeah.
Why am I gonna get up at 7 a.m. just so I can watch Highway Patrol?
Kimba loves
Yeah.
77 Sons. It's got Cookie on it.
Yeah, and one of the main guys was Roger Smith. Was married to Anne Margaret.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
He just died a couple years ago.
Was that the one
Hello,
with
Kimba,
Connie
by the way.
Stevens was on that one too?
Tell what?
Connie Stevens was on.
Well, she did a song with Cookie.
Yeah, well, Cookie was on 77.
I don't think she was on the show, but Cookie was. And then Efren Zimbalist Jr., that was before the FBI.
Was
he was
on
a private eye before he was Inspector Erskine.
Oh, wow. Kimba likes it because it's all hunks in that show. So if you like hunks, you'll like watching this. It has Cookie on it, but he does comb his hair.
He does.
Yeah, Fonzie never combed his hair.
No.
Fonzie was always perfect. Like no matter.
Hey.
But Cookie needed help. So I don't think Cookie ever started a jukebox by banging on it either.
No. And he's still working, and I'm so glad that makes me happy for some reason.
I would be pleased, like when you have a character like that, and you say, "Oh, he's going to be typecast for life,"
and he was, but he still managed to have a career, even though he was, and that's good. Good, I'm glad of that. But there's I don't know if you guys watch much TV. But there's a Direct TV commercial with two birds on a roof, and they're talking about how they're watching Direct TV and there's no satellite. One of those birds is Henry Winkler. And it's really funny. He says all the funny lines. One of the birds is like, I never thought I'd Direct TV without a satellite. I never thought I'd see that. And Henry Winkler goes, well, our lifetimes are pretty short.
I've got someone backstage who knows all about 77 Sunset Strip. Are you ready?
Okay.
Not really.
Hey, Steve, what's up?
No, I can't.
Come on, get rid of that cast and pull out your Partridge Family, Tim.
Give me a second. Maybe I can come on. I'll be very late. Give me a second.
That's fine.
Yeah, we're already past that. Just like
Tim
you guys are.
Yeah, I know.
It's okay.
Just like you guys are past the Jerry Lewis talk, but that's why I want to come in and talk Jerry Lewis, because I actually my brother and I grew up just big Jerry Lewis fans, Martin and Lewis. Could never get enough and watch the movies over and over, even the really crappy ones in the late 60s.
Yeah.
Like The Family Jewels, Hook, Line, and Sinker, things like that. Things where he sort of lost his way a little bit, in my opinion. And it's really... Oh, there you go. Yay! Come on, guys. We don't want Tim to feel awkward. Come on, we don't want Tim. Hold it up again. We don't want you to feel awkward.
It already went away. There we go.
Yay!
There we go.
All hail Tim. There we go. Yes.
But and I know you guys were talking about the day the clown cried. I know for a fact.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, that well, he says he does. Harry Shearer saw it. I don't know if you guys brought that up. There are some people who have seen it. And
I know there are some people that have seen it.
And Harry Shearer talks about he understands what Jerry was trying to do, but he says it's terrible. On all accounts. And if you just do a search for Harry Shearer and the Day the Clown Cried, you'll get to read all about it. Because he talks about it in an interview, but it's a print interview.
I'm sure.
I don't think it's video. Go ahead.
But I still want to see it. I know it's going to be, I want to. There's no movie I want to see more than that movie. I want to see it really bad.
I will definitely see it. Yeah. I have no problem. Admitting that I definitely want to see the Day the Clown Cried. I wouldn't pay an exorbitant amount, like you have to pay $50 to go see this piece of crap or whatever. But if it came out and it was a reasonable price to go in and see it, but is it in June? Is it June this year or June of next year that they're going to premiere it?
It's this year. It's this year that it can come out.
So it's June.
I remember
they're going to play it.
There was a bunch of videos about it about 6 months ago. That in 2024, this can't. Not that it will, but it's the first time it can come out according to his will.
Yeah. I actually came face to face within about 5 or 6 feet of Jerry Lewis.
Wow.
And this was at a, they had found the lost tapes of his terrible TV movie or TV production of The Jazz Singer from like 60, 61, 62. It was horrible. Like it played one time and they thought the tapes were gone forever. And I tried to watch it on DVD because I had the DVD of it. And it was horrible. Anyway, so they're having like a party for it. So the label invited me and a guest, so I took my brother. And while we're just walking down the street outside, Adam Sandler walks by. When we get in, Richard Kind was there. Are you guys familiar with who Richard Kind is? Yeah. He was there. He's super friendly. Martin Short. I got to say hi to Martin Short. Then finally, Adam Sandler walks by again. I go, "Hey, Adam, how you doing?" He grabs my hand. He goes, "Hey, man, good to see you." And then, and then he walks away. I mean, really nice. And then my brother goes, "You've met him before?" And I'm going, "No, this is the first time."
Yes, we actually have film of that, of the meeting between you and Martin.
Guess who was fool enough? Hey, Gary.
Oh, Gary.
Guess who was fool enough to send that to Doc the moment I saw it? Oops. But anyway, that's also where I met Shirley Jones, who at that point was probably just turning 7. Right? Did she just turn 90 now? So she was like in her late 70s. She still looked beautiful. And I got to talk to her for a little while. But then Jerry came in, and they had, they have the little almost like a red carpet thing. It's a very small room, but they had him walk down this area, and he'd stand. They had the logo of the company that released the thing, plastered on the wall behind him. He'd stand, and people would talk to, ask questions or whatever. And he was really old and sort of hunched over, walking very slow. And then he came to the end of the red carpet, which is right when I was standing. And he stopped and he just looked at me and he was like, right. And then somebody tapped him on the shoulder and then took him away in another direction. But this is like the first time, I've met people that I admire. I talked to freaking Shirley Jones and she put her hand on my cheek.
Wow.
I haven't watched this cheek in 12 years. I just scrape it off with a butter knife. And then, but with Jerry Lewis, could not say a word, could not think of anything to say. And then they just, I was going to say whisked him off, but he's, he was feeble. I think this is probably about 3 years before he died. It was definitely before that one interview, his cantankerous interview. Do you remember that one? Yeah. That was circulating like right before he died or right after he died. Just him just telling the interviewer, no, just being like a real jerk.
Yeah. Well, he was very cantankerous towards the end. I don't know if he always was. He was.
Well, now you got Shirley Jones cooties, Gary.
Yeah.
No, I think he's got the Jerry Lewis.
But no, there were other. Martin Short was there, so I stopped and I shook his hand, and he looked, or I shook his hand and said hello or whatever. He looked totally shocked or totally uncomfortable talking to somebody. He just had this beaming smile on his face, but you could tell that it was really fake, which I just thought a little while ago, it's the same look that every female gives me, that and but I mean, he seemed nice enough. I'm not, knocking him, but there were other comedians there. And it was very interesting to be in this room with, I mean, there was me, my brother, and some other, schmucks from the industry or whatever. But, because I worked for a distributor at the time. So that's why I was invited. They didn't just call me and say, hey, you want to go this? I mean, I worked in the business per se. But that's one of the few things. I went to a George Harrison Brainwashed listening party before the album came out, and that was in the Capitol building. And I don't remember. I didn't see Donnie, but I think that he and Olivia were there or whatever. But that's the one time I heard the album, and I go, I don't need to hear this again. But it was cool to be there at the at the Capitol building.
That's a shame. I think that's his second best album.
Do you?
Yeah.
Was
really
Ringo still on the roof?
What was that?
Was Ringo still on the roof?
Yeah.
The building?
Yeah. They said, whatever you do, don't go up that stairs and unlock that hatch. You don't want to let Ringo loose. But yeah, I don't go to. I went to about the time Spandau Ballet reunited in about 2009. They released a documentary, and they had like a little party of that in LA, and I went there and actually got to meet all 5 members, and I had my album autographed and stuff. But it was weird because I had a conversation with Gary Kemp, the guitar player, who's also got a podcast. He's an actor or whatever. And we had a 3, 4, 5, I mean, the thing is, I see people post stuff all the time about like, oh, here I am having a conversation with, Weird Al Yankovic or whatever. But it's not like that at all. I don't consider it a conversation. It's like they're trapped because there's a fan talking to them. They would be somewhere else. And I get that. I get that. So we talked for 3-5 minutes. And then
all the conversations I've ever had with anybody famous were actual conversations. Yeah, seriously, because I don't ever do the just hello, nice to meet you thing and walk away. I don't do that. So
but
there aren't very many, but
about a year later when Spandau Ballet toured, and I thought this was very weird. They toured, and my friend Mike bought me tickets and the meet and greet pass. So I went and with that you get your picture taken with Spandau Ballet, or you get to have them sign stuff, or whatever. I mean, it was cool because I got to hang out with my friend Mike, who I hadn't seen in years. And we're back there, and I go up to take the picture with the band, and Gary Kemp looks at me and goes, "Haven't we met before?" And I'm going, that was like 3 or 5 minutes. But and at that point he had me escorted out of the room. Not really. Oh, speaking of which, on Wednesday night on Grant's channel, we are having just like we did this past Sunday, we did a This Is Power Pop, where we each pick our favorite Power Pop songs and spread it over 2 shows like I do with Ski Lodge. And we did it, and we played it live. So there were a lot of people there because a lot more people watch Grant than they watch me. And so after the show, me and Grant were talking, and it's like we thought, let's do a monkey show. So we decided to pick our 10 favorite monkey songs. Each of us do it, and we're going to do it Wednesday night on his channel.
Wednesday.
And,
what time?
This Grant will probably know, 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern, I think. And the thing is now monkey songs. Monkey songs are fairly short. He might throw in some other ones. I think one of my number one was a single. I don't think anything else was a hit that I picked. I picked album tracks because those tend to be my favorite because they're, I've heard them 400 times instead of 600 times. You
I
know,
don't
That's
know
to be
where.
a scintillating show.
Mhm.
yeah. So that's at Grant's Rock Warehouse. So if you haven't subscribed to Grant's Rock Warehouse, you are totally missing. So what you got to do is you have to go to my channel, subscribe to me first, and then go to his channel. That's the only way it's going to work.
Yeah, Grant can hardly wait. Can you hardly wait to do the show?
And Stephen, I don't know if you know this. I'm gonna go back to Jerry Lewis for just 1 second,
Oh,
and we can
I'm good
jump
with
in
Jerry Lewis.
forever.
Mhm.
But I don't know if you know that not that long before he died, probably less than 10 years, he did commentaries for some of his movies.
Oh, did
But
he?
he
yeah.
didn't want to. He didn't want to do them alone. So you know who he had sitting next to him doing commentaries with him? That's why
Leonard
I'm telling
Maltin.
you, Steve. Because
Leonard
no,
Robert Godfrey.
no, Steve Lawrence.
Serious? Wow.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah. I
Jerry,
remember that.
so
Too.
there are Jerry. I don't know how many. At least two. I can't remember if there's 2 to 4 somewhere in there. The
I know he
commentaries on
did.
Jerry Lewis with
That's
Jerry Lewis
amazing.
and Steve Lawrence are the
Yeah,
two
he
people
did the
doing
Ladies'
commentary.
Man and he did the Bellboy all the way through.
And
That's
that may
incredible.
be the two. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's more. I don't know. But yeah, I just thought because apparently they were really good friends, and they were. And Jerry's like, "You want to do film commentaries with me that you have nothing to do with?" Sure.
Yeah.
So there they are.
Well, you see, Steve Lawrence has this very bubbly, buoyant, great personality. Jerry Lewis, towards the last 90 years of his life, was a grump. And so they probably needed that balance, you know.
And in one of them, I forget, he's talking about, I forget the name of the delinquent or juvenile delinquent or something.
Well, isn't it the Delicate Delinquent?
Maybe the first movie he made by himself. It was supposed to be a Martin Lewis movie, and they split up at that point, and they got, I forget the guy's name, the guy from A Christmas Story in there to do it instead of Dean Martin.
What, Darren McGavin?
Yeah, Darren McGavin's in that movie. And anyway, he's like he won't watch that movie. He won't do the commentary for that movie. He won't. They talk about that movie because it upsets him. He said to this day that Dean wouldn't do the movie, and they split up. And he's always like, I would do anything with Dean that Dean wanted to do. He's like, he doesn't necessarily blame the breakup on Dean, but he's like, he never wanted it. He's like, I don't. Dean, he's like.
Right,
so
but
it hurts me so much that I haven't watched that movie since.
If you've paid attention to any of the Jerry Lewis interviews for the last 50, 70 years or whatever, you'll know that he must be a horrible person to work with. But he was also very innovative. He's the one who created that. What do you call it? What was that? Yeah, like the playback thing.
Yeah, video. I forget. We just had it a few minutes ago, and
Video assist.
He invented for the bellboy, because there's a lot of scenes in the bellboy where he's the only one in the scene, and he's like, I'm not acting with anybody, and I can't. How do I know if it's any good or not?
So I better look and see.
Exactly.
Why wait for the dailies? We'll look at it now.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that movie, they actually filmed in a real hotel at night. They got it at night, so they only had a very limited time there. And I forget, there was a deal. They let him do that movie if he'd make another movie or something like that. So he's actually filming 2 movies at once. He was filming another movie in the daytime at the same time he was filming that movie. He's like, I was getting 2 or 3 hours of sleep at most at night, waking up and filming and then filming and then
But I mean, up until I think Nutty Professor might have been. Was Cinderella was okay? Was Cinderella the one where he's in the house full of women?
No, that's a Ladies' Man.
Okay, Ladies' Man. I thought that was okay too.
Even his later movies are okay. They're different, but I still like them. They're just, he plays a grown-up married guy with kids. You know, I mean, he doesn't talk like this ladies. He doesn't do that. You know.
Yeah. but then that was kind of like the Paul Lynde show where he played a married husband with kids or whatever. Yeah, total stretch. That's like Charles Nelson Riley playing a woman's man or whatever. But God, when we grew up, man, Paul Lynde was the best. Charles Nelson Riley was the best.
Oh yeah,
those days are way gone. You know, you're never going to find characters like that again. You're never going to find. What was that?
I'm a big fan of Liberace.
Well, I mean, the thing is like with Liberace, there, it was. He was the package. He appealed to the women. He had a sense of humor, and he was an entertainer. He was flamboyant. He could play the piano. He wasn't the best piano player. If you go back and you listen to commentary on him, people talk about how technically he's not that great. No, but what he did, it was the entertainment. Is really
he was fast, but he wasn't great. He's fast.
Yeah, I think that was the problem, like with the later Carpenters. Stuff, because up until about 74 or whatever, the Carpenters were great because they were or they were performers, singers, but then they got new management, and then the new management turned them into entertainers. So Karen never, all of a sudden her hair was back and her eyebrows were plucked, and they were doing those those television specials, which are pleasant. But they were no longer Carpenters,
It's amazing it took them that long. These days, they do it on your second album. You changed, I mean, I'm serious. Look at Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper was this quirky, blah blah blah. Their second album, they're trying to make her look and sound like Madonna. Yeah, and the Bangles too. When you look at the first Bangles album, it's almost a garage album. The second album, it's this overproduced pop album, and so they're lucky that they had as long as they had to be left alone.
Yeah, but I mean, the industry is going to be doing that forever and ever.
Yeah.
And look at somebody like Kiss. The industry didn't do it to them; they did it to themselves.
Yeah,
they were smart though because they
marketed themselves.
They marketed themselves to the point of overkill, and then it got so much overkill that nobody could take the music seriously anymore. When they came out with Creatures of the Night, it was this hard rock album, and Vinnie Vincent was in the band, and I think by that time Peter Criss was already gone, so they want to be taken more seriously, but they still had the makeup. And then it wasn't until Lick It Up, the next album, that they became famous again. Because
but they were almost trying to go metal. I mean, people say, well, glam just wasn't a thing in the U.S., but I would argue that Kiss was the biggest glam band that the U.S. ever had. They were glam, at least when they started. In my book, they're a glam band.
Yeah, and like I've told a couple people before, is when you go back and you listen to Kiss. I mean, even as far back as Kiss and Hotter Than Hell and Dressed to Kill, it is complete and total cliche.
Yeah.
Right. It is every rock cliche in the book. But then you have to think, well, this is, they were doing this 73, 74, 75. They created all these things that we now call rock cliches. Sure, rock was around before then, but a lot of the stuff that Kiss did influenced enough people to where, I mean, like the Faces, a lot of the British rock from the early 70s and a lot of, American rock too. It was like the Dirty Cloud, I mean, you watch the, Allman Brothers and you just thought like, oh man, they look like, they look like they stink. And, that bass player probably has bad BO, because they look like they were just in the streets, but then Kiss comes out and larger than life, and
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of like what the British glam thing was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I say they're a glam band. I don't care what anybody said. Maybe the only American glam band, really. But
yeah, I think
no
like
one made it anyway.
I mean, look at Bolan. Bolan was what? Mark Bolan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was what, 4'11" or something. He was a tiny guy,
Yeah.
and that guy was larger than life for a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, imagine the stiletto heels he had to wear.
You ever see any of his shows, Stephen?
I've caught videos and stuff like that. I mean, I'm a big Bolan and T-Rex fan.
He had a show for like a year. It's
Oh,
weird.
the Mark Show.
The Mark Show. Right before he died. It was like it's weird because he mostly just mimes to songs. I mean,
yes,
there isn't much more to it than a half an hour of him miming to his own songs.
But they're re-recorded versions of his songs.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Yeah. He'd go in the studio with his then current band and re-record them. But then the shows also had the Jam, Boomtown Rats, the Dam.
No, they would have. But see, I just have live, I don't think it's ever come out. I have like a best of it, but it's just him because they didn't get all the the bands and stuff, so it's just him. And
then that moment everybody had been waiting for years. David Bowie and Mark Bolan on stage performing together, and I think it was a new song, and Bolan falls off the stage, and that was it.
Thanks for coming. Good night.
Yeah. They stopped the song, and but you can still see that on probably on YouTube. I think it's on the Mark Show videos.
But you know what was cool about music, like in the 70s, as opposed to now. Now people collaborate and everybody gets credit, and back then you see everybody playing on everybody else's records, but it was never a collaboration. I mean, the Get It On video has Elton John is on piano, but they're not crediting him. Dwight Tooley videos have Tom Petty on bass, but they're not, you know what I mean? People used to work together, just to work together, not to get credit, not to, have a hit, not to,
because they dug each other.
Yeah, because there's tons, you watch old videos like that, there's tons of, you'll spot people all the time and go, oh look.
It's weird because Bolan had that vibrato that he really brought out with the Tyrannosaurus Rex stuff, the acoustic stuff, but he really held back roughly. I mean, it was still there because it was natural, but he held back on like the first T-Rex album, and then Electric Warrior and stuff. It was still there or whatever, but then later on during the cocaine years, he just let it go again. And it wasn't fitting in with the music. And plus he was trying to do, he was trying to add a soul element to his thing, and I don't think it was gelling. That zinc, the zinc alloy, and the hidden.
No, I don't like a lot of later T-Rex stuff, unfortunately. But even when he was in John's Children, his vibrato was like, oh my God, you can't miss him. That song Desdemona, when he's going,
my God,
you're like, oh my God.
I mean, if you listen to Get It On, you're, get it on, bang a gong, get it on, but then you listen to live versions, and he's going, get it on, bang a gong, get it on, and it's like, dude, pull back.
I should have asked the power station how to do it.
No.
Get it on, bang a gong.
My favorite version that I have an import CD that there's a bonus track, take one of Get It On. And it's so good. The drummer screws up, and it's unfortunate because it's very simple, but I just think it's so good and it's so well. And for take one, it's gelling really well. And Mark Bolan is like, telling everybody what to do. And he's like, I'll sing, but I'll redo the vocals later. And he tells the drummer, Kimba, Kimba, and that's what he actually says, Kimba, Kimba, sorry, Kimba, but that's what he says.
Well, maybe Kimba's the former drummer of T-Rex. Go ahead.
And then when he's getting to the break part, he tells everybody what to do, and the drummer comes in too early. The drummer comes back to the song too early, and it breaks down. But it's really good. It's like, wow. Oh my god.
Yeah, but anyway, I've noticed that ever since I got on the comments have slowed down, so I'll go ahead and leave. And then you're gonna have more.
There were no comments, Stephen. You're not slowing anything down. Hardly anybody was commenting.
They're all listening intently.
Wes, no, they're not. Wes Wennerstrom. I said this on Ski Lodge, but I got Andy Williams show. Two different sets. This one here is volume 1. He sent these to me. I had no idea these were coming. I'm so grateful. This one has 4 DVDs and includes 12 episodes of the show.
Wow.
This one has 6 DVDs and it contains 19 episodes of the show. And this has a bunch of guest stars, like this one has Bobby Darin, Aretha Franklin, Judy Garland, Robert Goulet, Peggy Lee, Johnny Mathis, Olivia Newton-John, Kenny Rogers, Dusty Springfield. So I'm looking forward to watching these very, very much. And then I don't think that anyone's into power pop like Grant and myself are.
I am.
But me, Grant, and John Borak are going to do a video and talk about these box sets, the cherry red ones. These are all power pop related. And I'm going to admit, you look at this one, it's called New Guitars in Town. And it's got Boomtown Rats, She's So Modern. That's not power pop. Elvis Costello, Pump It Up's not power pop. I
think it kind of is. I would give that one some leeway.
But you see, what I was going to say though is, even though some of the stuff may not be considered like straight power pop, it's a great introduction to this whole genre of guitar pop to people. And this one here, 75 tracks by 75 different bands. This one here, it doesn't say how many, but it's more than that. It looks like it's it looks like that's 77. It's just incredible. Just this plethora of great guitar pop music. And so,
very interesting.
The Jam aren't power pop, but it doesn't matter because it's great guitar pop.
They came close to maybe a couple of songs.
Yeah. I mean, some people say Kiss has power pop songs. I say slappity slap.
I don't agree with that. But let me ask you, Stephen.
Yeah.
Just out of, do you think Elvis Costello ever did a power pop song? Because I can name 2 songs that I think are total power pop that he did.
If I think about it, I think that What's So Funny is close to power pop, but that was written by Nick Lowe, who is a power pop legend.
Yeah.
And then I think he had.
Mine are a little later in his career. I don't know that any of his early stuff is really. I think I Hope You're Happy Now is total power pop.
Yeah, if you don't know what power pop is, but go ahead. No, it's a great song, but I don't think it's anywhere close to power pop.
You Bow Down.
Yeah, I don't think. See, but the thing is that's the wonderful thing about power pop is.
Yeah.
You can take that to somebody and say these are great power pop songs. And then they're going to go, this isn't power pop, but I dig it. So then they're going to get into No, Welcome to the Working Week. See, I don't consider Elvis power pop. I consider him a great pop songwriter. But
I don't consider most of them power pop, but I think those two. I mean, just the hook and "You Bowed Now" to me is just total power pop to me.
But remember, I've been listening to power pop. Well, I've listened to power pop since the early 70s with Badfinger and Raspberry, stuff like that. But I became aware of what power pop was in 77, 78 or whatever. And I bought hundreds upon hundreds of singles and albums by basically the Skinny Tie Brigade. And even though my collection is filled with stuff that I consider power pop, I could be wrong. And
It's
maybe, it's all your interpretation. Now, when somebody's like really wrong, I might see. I don't think Tim's really wrong with those Costello songs at all. You know,
but if he believes it to be true,
when somebody says Boston is power pop, I gotta go no.
Exactly.
No.
You know,
soda pop.
Well, first off, I have just put up a video today because I did an interview with Frederick Julius, who's actually a comedian by the name of Matt Geyer, but Frederick Julius is his serious Beach Boys type pop. So I put a snippet or a trailer on my channel.
And he's the originator of Orange Julius.
Yeah, no, but actually, believe it or not, this guy is the Dancing Pumpkin Man. Did you ever see that guy?
Oh, yeah.
Dressed all in black with a pumpkin mask on, and he.
Yeah, I think I have a little bit of a thing of him somewhere. All right. Where's my pumpkin? Oh, there.
No, that's not him.
Like a hairy pumpkin.
No, that's Dr. Z. No, but I actually talked to him about that. I might leave it in the interview, but he said it languished up on the internet for like 3 years before. I think he said it was like Pitchfork or what's the place or what's the thing that's like a big pop culture thing that's kind of like Pitchfork, but it's not music oriented. It was it's like a website, but anyway, they picked up on it and it became just a viral hit. Just so now it's got millions of views, but back then, you know, it's sat out there for like 3 years with like 102 views or something like that. But it's crazy to wave. No, with the other arm, Tim.
Look, I can get it this high now. That's about max right now.
Don't hurt yourself.
I can easily wave with both hands. What about you, Doc? Can you easily wave with both hands?
That's like going like this or something.
No, it's okay.
But that's pretty good. I can clap now. Not very loud, but
yeah, it's like the puppets. Yeah, yeah.
What Gary Wilkerson wrote. Oh my God! One of these days, I'll tell you that story.
Okay,
Tommy. But yeah, power pop is something you just you know. And I've said this before that I've seen people in chat rooms of other things going, "Oh, power pop, that's just bullshit." You know, that's just somebody trying to you know think that they're cool or whatever. It's like the last thing a power pop fan is cool because it's one of the most derided and overlooked and misunderstood genres ever. So the last thing anybody ever really wants to try to be as cool. If you're a power pop fan, you're just digging the music. No, Puddle's Pity Party is not power pop, but
no.
Yeah.
But this is. Ooh, now that is powerful.
Yeah.
That gets you clapping.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But yeah, it's music is a crazy thing.
Puddles is frightening.
Yeah, Doc doesn't like Puddles.
Oh, I like Puddles because he's such a great voice.
I think on that when just before he died, they had that Denny Lane show to try to make money.
Yeah,
for Denny.
and he was there.
He showed up. Yeah, I think I felt sorry for everybody else. I thought he was so much better than everybody else, and he just blew the roof off the place. Like,
yeah,
no, I'm finally got rid of him on YouTube. No more of his stuff ever comes up. I recommend it. Yes, finally.
Yeah.
So I wasn't a big fan of Puddles. I just, oh gosh. I don't know, between Puddles and Sammy Terry, it was like
his version of Pinball Wizard is just so good.
Well, yeah, I like when people take things to different places.
Yeah,
but like covers, but not when they try to be, oh, look at us, we're clever. It's like, no, the song moves them a certain way, makes them feel a certain way, and they create something out of that feeling by using a song that already exists. And I mean, I like it when they stick to an arrangement or stick to a chord progression, but it's really so I think his take on things is very, very unique.
yeah.
But like I said, there are people out there who do, like, you know, quirky cover versions, and, you know, oh, we are so clever, and I find that more
But
not disrespectful, but you know what I mean.
He
you
actually, a
don't
lot of
like
people
Weird
don't
Al
know.
Yankovic doing Bohemian Rhapsody.
What about it?
You don't like Weird Al Yankovic doing Bohemian Rhapsody?
No, I don't think I ever
wow.
heard him doing Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, check it out. It's wonderful.
I don't think I have either. But the guy that's Puddles actually has a singing career outside of Puddles. A lot of people don't know that. He actually has a band, and he actually does gigs as himself too, because he's got that great voice.
Yeah.
He's not just Puddles. He does, you know.
Yeah,
other
and like
things.
Postmodern Jukebox, that's fine as well. I'm just talking about, like, when you hear Devo doing "Are You Experienced?"
We're working in the coal mine.
Working in the coal mine, they created something new out of it, I think.
Yeah.
Even though, and it, you know, sticks with the original arrangement, but, you know, I mean, like the Damned doing "Help," I thought that was terrible. But
that wasn't
look
great.
at us, we can do punk, you know.
But there are things like that. Like I like the Dickies doing "Paranoid." You know, I like that.
Yeah. No, there are. I'm not knocking all covers. I'm just saying, well, okay, I'm knocking all the Rod Stewart American Songbook things. I'm not knocking them because I know that they sold well and people really enjoyed them. But I don't want to hear that from an artist who put out so much great music. I would rather hear 2 or 3 mediocre Rod Stewart albums than 6 American Songbook albums. You know what I mean?
Now they're all in the thrift store.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
Of course they are.
People only enjoyed them for like 3 years. It's like, get rid of these.
But he made a lot of money, and I don't blame him for doing. I mean,
made a lot of people happy. People love that.
They're better than Dylan's.
What about Dylan's Christmas album?
I like Dylan's Christmas album. I'm not the only one, but I just find it funny. I mean, I think he does too. I don't think he was being serious, but unfortunately, Dylan's Christmas albums led to his songbook album. So if he didn't do the Christmas album, I don't think he would have done those.
Maybe it was like he lost a bet. All right, Christmas album.
Tim, when do you get released from house arrest?
I don't know. We have issues with going on with that right now. I don't want to talk about it, but I've been sad the last couple of days. So we'll see.
Are you going to go into the army? Get it, the army. Was that your Robin Gibb impression?
No, that was like my what? Yeah, that's all that gets. Yeah. What about Guns N' Roses cover of "Knocking on Heaven's Door"? It's terrible.
GC's here. I got to go.
Oh, that guy. No.
Okay.
Yeah, but Guns N' Roses does a good Live and Let Die, though.
Clapton's version of "Knocking on Heaven's Door" is fairly good.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think there's been some versions of that song that I've liked. There's a punk band called The Boys, and
Timothy.
No, that's the Buoys.
That's the Boys.
Oh,
No, they're a punk band called The Boys, and I think the song is called Terminal Love, and it's basically just the chords of Knocking on Heaven's Door revved up with different lyrics. But I think Knocking on Heaven's Door is a good song. There are several, I love Andy Williams' version of Both Sides Now. So there are plenty of covers that I do love. I wanted to do a new episode on my channel, Mixcloud channel, which I wouldn't play on YouTube, of updating that not the Beatles, which was just all Beatles covers. I just know that Grant would go nuts over that, but Robert Palmer's "Not a Second Time" is amazing. I love that.
Yeah. But that used to be my favorite version, and then I heard the Pretenders version, and I like the Pretenders version better.
Yeah, I have to go back and listen to that because there's a see me cry. I wonder why. I can't sing, but I love that Robert Palmer changed a little bit, but he keeps the essence of the melody. Some people don't do that.
I just like the way Chrissy sings it. I think her voice is perfect for that song.
DJ Trish used to hate covers of Beatles songs, but if they're done tastefully, they're okay.
I absolutely love the Anita Kerr singer's version of "Long and Winding Road." I've played that a few times on Ski Lodge, and I think it's stunning. Absolutely, I think it's almost as beautiful as the Beatles version. Which brings me to this little thing here that there's all these people making videos, or several people making videos of their least favorite Beatles songs or whatever. I'm not just referring to Joe, but I'm surprised "Long and Winding Road" ends up on people's list.
Yeah. It got an honorable mention in Polygram Auction, which is the only one I watch because I generally don't watch those kinds of videos. But I thought he would do it tastefully at least. Anything. Because I don't get the negativity. Why talk about things you don't like? There's enough great music in the world to talk about the music you like forever. Why do you have to make videos about the music you don't
like? To see what
just leave it alone.
See, and this isn't referring to anybody's channel at all. But people love negativity. I'm not talking about streams or people's channels. I'm saying in general, and channels will feed into that. And that's the thing that the one like if I wanted to get more subs, I can do Beatle content. Well, I don't want to sound arrogant. Oh yeah, if I do Beatle content, I'll get more subs. But I'm saying I could do Beatles content and I might get more eyes on the show. But I know, I'll occasionally do Beatle things. I've always, I have a couple things I wanted to do for the last couple of years, but I haven't done. But I know for a fact that if I go up there and shit on something, then I'm going to get a couple people who enjoy that kind of thing. And I just, I don't want to make a video shitting on a band or a song or whatever, because there's somebody out there who
the trolls will be after you.
No, the trolls will dig it, but there's somebody out there. There's somebody out there who, for example, let's say "Long and Winding Road" by the Beatles changed or saved their life. They were at their lowest ebb, and they just felt that song was so beautiful, it lifted them up and took them out of a dark place. Who am I to get up there and shit on that song that is so important to somebody else? Gigi Allen probably saved, well, maybe not, but as an extreme example, I would never listen to G.G. Allen. I would never listen to things like this because I don't enjoy that. But why shit on it when it brings other people joy?
Exactly. That's why I don't. That's why I don't.
Yeah.
And for everybody that hates, and there's people tons of people out there that hate My Love. Well, I hate to say it, but My Love was the #1 record. So was Long and Winding Road. How many records do you love that weren't? And a lot of people like it. I hate to tell you.
Yeah. And ultimately, I think the thing is I'm never going to go up on the channel or on my channel, or even on Doc's channel, and talk about something and pretend I like something or pretend I know something or whatever. Because if I go up and like pretend that I like this certain band or this certain artist, I lose integrity with that.
Listen, you big mouth creep, you don't know nothing about nothing.
And again, I'm not assuming I have any type of integrity or credibility or whatever. No, that's the word. I lose credibility if I'm bullshitting about something. So when I do my videos, if you pay attention, I know people don't watch my CD Junkie videos that often because I usually talk about bands that people don't know about. But if I kind of just skip over an album and go, whatever, I won't say that this is a good album unless I think it is. Yeah. Donnie got me a girlfriend too when he gave me Marie's number. But so, but I agree with Tim. It's like, why?
Yeah. There's just enough positive to talk about, and I will say things on this channel, and I've been a lot of times that I don't like, but that's just me not liking it. It's not me saying it's bad or it's awful, and I'm not putting that.
I'm not talking about you out there necessarily.
I like other things better. I'm not, You like the new Beyonce country album? Great for you. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
My thing.
If you like the Dolly Parton's rock album, fantastic. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, like I know for a fact that when I put up my 80s, like one of my most popular things I put up is my 10 great albums of the 80s. Mm-hmm. And like they consistently get 4, 5, 6, 1,000 views, or 4, 5, 600, 1,000 views, which I'm very happy with. But I know for a fact that they may not be the ones that Tim's going to like because I'm going to have synth pop, and that's not.
I didn't even comment on the last one, Steven. I watched it. I actually couldn't even think of one thing to say, so I didn't even comment. But I did watch it.
It had translator on it.
I'm still learning, and maybe
it has translator
on it.
Something, I figured you'd like translator.
Yeah, no, I did, but I just couldn't think of. I like to say witty things, and I couldn't think of anything witty to say, so I didn't. I rarely don't comment on a video of yours, but I didn't comment on that one. But I did watch it.
Yeah. But you see, I already know that. I already know that. Hey, this isn't your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
But I've got 600, 700, 800 people who watch it, or at least maybe the first 8 seconds. And so I have to stop making my videos for Tim Allen and make them for other people occasionally.
Well,
exactly.
I just lost my thought. No, I'd rather learn something, even if I don't think I'm gonna like it. I'd rather learn. I'd rather watch 10 albums of the 80s than. I'm just going to use him as an example because he doesn't make videos. Then Robert P's my top 10 Beatle albums. You know what I mean? Because
right.
I might love you to death, but why do I really care what your 10 favorite Beatle albums are? I don't. I'd rather spend my time learning something. That's how I am watching videos. Even if I don't think I'm gonna like, at least I'll learn about it, and now I'll know.
I'll watch jazz videos, metal videos, things like that, because this is stuff I'm not going to care about, but it's stuff I want to learn about. So next time me and Tim are talking, and Tim mentions a band, I go, "Oh yeah, I'm aware of them now because of this person."
I might be rare as far as YouTube goes. But for me, I watch YouTube more to learn than to be entertained. I think most people watch YouTube to be entertained.
Yeah,
I actually watch YouTube to learn things.
Yeah.
I'm not picking on you, Robert. I used you because you don't make videos. So that's why I used you.
So, okay, gents, I am going to go now.
Oh, why?
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, watch the flood of comments start coming in after I leave.
It's always marvelous to see you, Stephen.
We only have 20 minutes to go, so
same with you. I know, but I have to throw a couple pieces of chicken in the air fryer and make a salad for dinner.
Ooh.
Okay.
Sounds yummy.
Fascinating.
Play the cat one more time.
Which one? I got 5 of them.
The
new
cat.
one.
It's not the cat.
Fascinating.
That's Fox.
Why do I find that humorous?
Oh, man.
Every time.
Because it is.
Yeah.
So, well, Doc, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it very much. And Jeff, always nice to see you. And Tim, always nice to spar with you.
Yeah, I can almost do that.
I got 2 arms. I got 2 arms. Yeah. I could fight you with 1 arm tied on your chest.
Like that.
Come on back next week. We'll have a.
All you have to do is take this arm and push it out this way about a foot, and I'm you won.
Stop.
Yeah.
So, but thank you, gentlemen. It's always a pleasure. And
Stephen Schnee on. Yay!
Yay! I will talk. I'll
Back
talk with you guys later.
We've learned about Jerry Lewis and
Yes. Have a good night.
And Power Pop.
and Power Pop. I didn't do it. He did it to himself. Yeah. So him gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
Him gone.
Yes, of course I am. Yes, certainly. Well, he's gone now.
Yeah, he's gone. In California, it's 6:42, so he's cooking dinner.
Oh yeah, he had something in the air fryer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So those air fryers are dangerous. They burn things.
No, not mine. Mine doesn't.
I've already resold mine.
Oh, really? Well, would you sell it to Boo Boo or what?
No, I sold it to Boo Boo's friend, who said, "I'll take it from you. I'll give you $100 for it."
Aha! Okay. Yeah, give me. Yeah.
Wow.
So it is gone. Oh, it's too bad Stephen is not here to read this. Because of Stephen, I bought 5 Kiss CDs yesterday.
Wow.
What? What, the early ones, later ones?
I'm sure they're probably early ones.
What did you get? So somebody sprayed Steve B gun spray. No. I only have shark repellent.
Yes.
Oh, part of their. Oh, he's kind of reliving the Kiss Alive in Cobo Hall.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Because Detroit was big Kiss.
Oh yeah, it was. I'm sure.
It was Detroit Rock City. Indeed, they were. Hello, Kitty Cat.
Ace has to say hello.
I know kitty cats love other kitty.
See? You see that, Ace?
There's another cat.
Yeah, more young kitties.
Oh, cats bring everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Piccolina the cat.
Meow.
Hi, Piccolina. No, you cannot sit on the laptop. No.
Wants to. Yeah.
He wants to sit
I
on the
don't know if
laptop.
that's Morse or not. It's orange cat.
No.
It's just that other little black cat going.
Going, ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how much Tim loves the Batman show. It was something I caught for the very first time after watching it for how many years?
Mm-hmm.
And I went like, wait a minute.
What'd
Now,
you get?
now I can't remember what it was. I should have wrote it down. Like there was something like dumb in it, and went like, I never noticed this.
That's the great. It's Batman is almost like watching a Warner Brothers cartoon. It's a completely different experience. An 8-year-old watching it from an adult watching it. It's almost like they're watching a completely different thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it was like this case of like when I was little, I would have never noticed that.
Yeah, you know, that's the great thing about, and that was the appeal of Batman. People think, you know, only kids watched Batman. A lot of adults watch Batman because they'd start watching it with their kids, and then they would go, whoa, you know, this is pretty good.
Are you using
Yes,
that
Robert, that's all I have here at my mother's house is a laptop that you so generously provided, and it's working great. I finally figured out how to use the settings a couple days ago and actually turn the brightness up so it looks like something now. I can actually read the comments and stuff now. It was dark.
Wow.
And I didn't know how to I couldn't figure out how to adjust anything because I don't know Windows 11. But I finally figured that out. I spent about a half an hour. I'm like, oh, right there. Oh, hey, look. And so that's what I've been using.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad it looks good.
It looks wonderful. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm using is that laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I just wish I could remember what that thing I saw in Batman was. Dang. Should have wrote it down. Oh, never remember things. Boy.
Yeah,
But since on H and I, they're into the third season, and it was just recently.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it must be a Batgirl episode. Like, what the? Like, they messed up something. I forget.
There was one I was watching. This was a long time ago, probably in the early 90s or late 80s. It was on like WPIX every day. And I was recording it on VHS, so it must be the 80s, late 80s or something. And I'm watching this one episode that I was trying to get them all. I failed. It was like I wound up missing 10 somehow. I don't know. But it was a Catwoman episode. And she's laying back on her lounge and she's talking about how hot Batman is. And she's like rubbing her inner thigh. And while she's doing this, and I'm like, oh my God. As a kid, you're never gonna notice this, but an adult, you're like, wow.
Walks a fine line. Yeah.
Well, I noticed that Rick 9G made a clickbait thing about Batman earlier in the week because thumbnail, Batman cast member dies.
Mm-hmm. Who died?
Adam West, like a bunch of years ago.
Just recently, Batman cast member died. Who?
Died again?
No.
Because I remember them showing the bat signal in L.A. or something right after he died.
Yeah, well, they did that for Adam West. They put it on the building.
Mm-hmm.
But Rick 9G, who's doing a lot of clickbaity stuff lately, puts up this thing. Batman cast member dies, and you're going, oh, Julie Newmar, Burt Ward, that's about all that's left. You know who, and you don't know who it was. Barbara Rush.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, she's the one who
I
feel
don't
like
even know.
What? No.
Oh, I don't even know.
she did a bunch of movie called They Came from Outer Space, and she was in a lot of like television shows.
Yeah, but when it comes to Batman, what she was Nora Clavicle.
Oh boy. Who
She,
just
she,
popped that one up? I'm gonna be Nora Clavicle.
she was the one who took over the Gotham City Police Department.
Okay.
And, got rid of all the male cops and put in all female.
Yeah, and no crimes getting solved because the girl, talk about a show you couldn't make today. The girls are doing their nails and stuff while criminals are
Help them being robbed.
go over really well today.
But
Yeah.
like, that was,
And that's not happening today, though. No.
I was like, oh, you stinking guy putting this stuff up. You know.
Well, they have to find new villains. So, okay, think of a new villain. You know.
Well, that's what they did do, but I'm afraid that the Barbara Rush villain was pretty low on.
Yeah,
almost as low as that couple from Londinium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's almost the last episode. That might even be the last episode they filmed.
Yeah.
They were just out of money. They were out of money. So they went to Londinium, and there's almost no sets. There's just they just filled the stage with fog, and they didn't need any sets at all. It's just fog.
But you did want him to be unmasked. Well, you knew who he was.
Yeah.
You know, at the very beginning there.
Yeah, why did you
want
want
right
to be
there?
unmasked? You knew who he was.
Mm-hmm.
But what's this? With all the video games out and graphics so good, I can't get Hunter, who is going on 9, interested in Batman or anything from our time.
Wow. Well, that's a
They
shame.
got Batman video games, you know.
That's a shame.
You know, he had one in the 60s. I didn't know he had one in the 70s, too.
Probably had about 5 episodes and canceled.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nobody wanted to work with him. It's like, I'm not going on that show. He's a crumb.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't even get I don't know, Paul Lind or something. I don't know.
That would have been an interesting one.
I know. I thinking of Paul Lind, I watched a little bit of that Hollywood Squares.
Best
of.
Oh, yeah.
The game show thing. So you are so copying Hollywood Squares. Jeez. I only watched the episode with Shame the Cowboy. Had the Shame, come back. Shame, you got my radio. My mom says to give it back.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, Shane's funny because if you know the movie, I mean, they're making fun of Shane, obviously, and you know, I mean, it's funny because of that.
But then there used to be a list of people or waiting list of people wanting to be on Batman.
Oh
Everybody
yeah, no. Frank Sinatra wanted to be on Batman, and they turned him down because he didn't have.
They couldn't figure out what to do.
Yeah, exactly. They couldn't. I'll tell you, as far as a villain with potential that was awful.
Mm-hmm.
I think the worst Batman villain that has potential, not necessarily the absolute worst one, is the Archer.
Art Carney.
Art Carney playing like this medieval guy just didn't work at all.
Robin Hood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it didn't work. I think that dude Batman. I think that was the opening episode of season 3, maybe.
Season 2.
Not good. Or was it season 2? I thought it was
season 2 opened with the Archer, and then we got the Minstrel.
Yeah, the Minstrel wasn't very good. There's a few that weren't very good, but the Archer just.
Yeah, but
the
guys
play him.
Barbara Rush. Piccolino knows a lot about Gary Lewis. You should have been here.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
Yeah, boom. Smoke and everything. Well, we had at least 3 of the people from Addams Family.
Yeah.
We had John Aston as the Riddler. Carolyn Jones as
Marsha.
Marsha, Queen of Hearts.
And Lurch got a window cameo. That's
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite Batman episode where the villains got into the Batcave. Yeah, King
I
Tut.
always liked the Batman Green Hornet.
I couldn't get into the Green Hornet. I'm sorry.
Well, because the Green Hornet wasn't played for laughs. It was serious.
No, serious.
Yeah, there were no real villains on it. There was just like bad businessmen or something like that.
I just wish the Green Hornet had lasted longer, because you know who was going to be on the Green Hornet second season? Britt Reed's great uncle was a guy named John Reed.
Okay.
You know who John Reed was?
No.
The Lone Ranger.
Ooh. Like, you mean Clayton Moore?
Yeah.
Clayton Moore would
have an older Clayton Moore play, you know. I was going to say it.
This
kind
is
of weird.
interesting. There's
a comic.
I think it's on that FE channel. It's on some channel. They on Saturdays or Sundays, I forget which day. They show Lone Rangers.
Oh yeah.
And I did not know this. For about a year, Clayton Moore had a contract conflict, and so he didn't show up. So they had some other guy playing Lone Ranger for like a year. And if you don't pay really close attention, you wouldn't even know.
Yeah, the voice to me.
The voice a little bit, but he looks like him. He talks like him enough.
Yeah, I think his name was John Hart, because he left the
John
show.
Hart. That was his name.
Series.
And he did it for almost a year. In like 1950, he did it for like almost
and then he did a series in British Columbia called Hawkeye and the Last of the Mohicans. And the Chingachgook character was played by Lon Chaney.
But I just found that interesting that I never knew Clayton Moore. There were Lone Rangers without Clayton Moore. There's a lot of
I can remember when I was real little, with about 63, I remember they showed Westerns on TV before the cartoons came on.
Well, they used to show Lone Ranger when I was a kid, but I don't think I ever saw any without. At least I didn't notice there were any without Clayton.
You got to watch it carefully.
Yeah,
because he'll do something, and I'll know that's not Clayton Moore. You know.
Yep.
But it would have been interesting for him to show up on the Green Hornet as Britt Reed's great uncle.
Well, was he supposed to be a supporting character or a one shot?
I read they were talking about it.
We'll talk about it.
They always add characters. I mean,
because in the comics, that's what it is.
Because they think they run out of plot lines, and they think, if we add a character, we can do so much more. And it's like, why can't you do that without adding the character? But
I just wanted to see that car on the turnkey.
Oh, the flip, yeah.
Now, was that a model or was that a little car?
I think in some ways the Green Hornet had a better car than Batman did. I mean, the Green Hornet car was pretty cool.
Well, Batman didn't have missiles.
No.
Yeah, it's just cool. It's like this black car, sleek. Yeah, I don't. The Batmobile is almost too gaudy. You know, there's a cool factor to the Green Hornet.
Ooh. How dare you? Ooh.
Yes. I never noticed. It's not noticeable in the black and white ones. He did one. I think the last season is in color.
Yeah, I think he did. He did some movies too. There are Lone Ranger movies, and some of those are in color. I think
they're really good.
I've never seen them, but
when Jay Silverheels was an Indian, he was from Canada.
Oh, he's my neighbor.
Yeah. He's dead now, but he was your neighbor.
But I used to love all the Lone Ranger jokes. You know, where you know they're wanted. All these outlaws want them, so Lone Ranger sends Tonto to town. The outlaws are, and he always goes somewhere else. Tonto's always getting beat up,
put in jail and shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you.
That kind of sounds like Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
I'm gonna go count the silver in the mine.
Yeah,
You go to
Total,
town.
On Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom,
you see,
Marlon Perkins always hid behind the rock and sent the
He's
other guy
setting up
out.
camp and making breakfast and cooking
Right.
coffee
You
while
see-
Jim's wrestling with alligators.
yeah, it's like, Britt Reed was supposed to be a rich guy. Why was he rich? His uncle's silver mine.
Oh, silver mine. That's where he made his bullets out of, right?
Yeah,
Ah,
he has silver hornet sting or whatever you call it now. So that's just stuff they were thinking about, but they canceled the series. So
well, this is true. Like Batman,
He
how did
did.
you survive under that plastic? It's simple, Robin. I just held my breath.
mhm. Wearing leotards. It was a fun series.
Well, I get to watch it every
Wow.
Saturday morning, and
Mhm.
H and I.
Wow, what happened to 2 hours? Just
I don't know, but since it is 2 hours, it must be time for us to leave.
yes.
So
We'll
We
be
weren't
back
even
again.
brought to you by anybody tonight, Doc.
No.
I'll tell you why in a minute.
Okay.
So
Okay.
anyway, yeah, thank you all for coming.
Mhm.
Jeff, Tim, even Stephen Schnee was here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stephen
So
Sneak's here.
come on back on Sunday.
On Sunday, we'll be here.
And hope to see you
Later.
then.
See you
Okay.
Sunday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So once again, the day is saved thanks to the Powerpuff Girls. So long, everybody.
It didn't work.